AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
Oh, on the Zoom right now. Man, that's been doing it for so well for so long. Mark, lead singer Death Angel. Man, I'm excited to have you here.
Right on. Good to be here. Thanks for,
Yeah,
taking the time out.
for sure. And I mean, you're going to be at the Capitol Theater November 29th, the Act 3 tour. Can you just stop a moment and just be like, wow, we put that out 35 years ago, huh?
Isn't that crazy? It's crazy to think that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
but
this will be the first time that we're playing some of those songs in 35 years.
and that's what I was going to ask is, are
Yeah.
some of these, are you got like back in the studio going, okay, how did this one go again?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean it's easier on me because I'm the vocalist, but those guys have been working really, really hard at rehearsals, really, really hard.
For
And especially, Rob's been really working really hard with Will as well, because Will, Damien, and Ted don't actually play on the Act 3 record, but
right.
they've been rehearsing for months actually, and it sounds great. It sounds great.
Very, very cool. Yeah, I mean, obviously you and Rob have been together for a long time, but for the
Yeah.
new guys, I mean, when you brought up to them, like, hey, this iconic album we did back in 1990, we're going to tour and play the whole thing. Like, what was their reaction?
It's and the irony is you say the new guys, but Will's been in the band like 16 years, and I think Damien, yeah, you know,
Right.
and
I mean,
Damien's,
new to
a
you,
couple
right?
years, on his tail. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So, when it got brought up, I was actually the one most hesitant about it. I just thought like, no, no, and then, I kind of started really processing it. And I know, when we go on the road and stuff, when we do meet and greets or whatnot, and you meet fans, and a lot of them have Act 3 to sign, and a lot of them just, love that record. It brings them to a special place. So
Yeah.
when this opportunity kind of got brought up to me in a serious manner, I really thought about it and said, well, I'll give it a shot. I go, only if Rob agrees. So I put it on Rob's shoulders, thinking that I don't know if Rob would be game to do it. And sure, Rob was blown away that I agreed. And
Yeah.
sure shit, here we go. And it's been a long work in progress. The guys are putting in a lot of time in that rehearsal studio to get the stuff tight and sounding how it should, like on the record. And then I'm heading to rehearsal, right after this, tell you the truth, and getting
Nice.
there, and we're gonna knock out the set for sure.
Yeah. Because, I mean, the tour starts here. I think I saw on the 24th or 25th, something like that. And then again,
Yeah.
I know we're date 3. That's all I know. So,
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I didn't even answer your question, by the way, when we we brought it up to the guys, and ironically, it's Will's favorite Death Angel record, which is, odd, but it's also cool because, he's in the band, but he's also still a fan.
yeah.
And of that, especially of that record. So he was more than happy to, rise to the occasion and rise to the challenge. And, Damien's just such a well-rounded musician. I think it's just for him, anything new sparks interest in him. So I think they were both very excited to do it. Yeah.
Nice. So, I mean, you're going to play this entire album.
Yeah.
Now, when obviously you're not playing the album and it's only going to take 45 minutes, which is the actual length of the album, because you have to breathe in between songs.
We do. We do. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a lot happening in those songs. But I'm assuming that you're probably going to do some other stuff as well, because I know you're working on and putting out some new stuff here and there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So we're going to come out, and initially we'll do Act 3 in its entirety, in the running order and the whole bit, and then after that we'll take a short break. It's not like an intermission or anything at a play or anything like that, but it's a short break, come back out, and then do a varied set of Death Angel stuff from over the years. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so no break to go get a popcorn and come back.
Yeah. Well, it depends how long the line is.
Sure, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not popcorn, but at least
Yeah.
awesome. Well, and you're going out and coming here with some awesome bands as well. Like, I mean, obviously people are excited for you guys, but taking out another old school thrash band in Violence, and then
Yeah.
kind of hitting the new stuff with Lions at the Gate and Misfire, who's I'll call him right down the road. I mean, Joliet's only hour and a half away from here, and people
Yeah.
around here know him and stuff. So when you kind of put the tour together, did you have some specific bands in mind, or how did that all come together?
Yeah, we're always pretty, whenever we come up with a tour, we want to put together like a good package. And it's been a while since we've actually headlined a tour in a while. We've been part of other package tours where we were main support or, on a touring bill. But every time we have done headlining tours, we always make sure to have a say in what's going on with the lineup. And we want to give people a night from when the doors open to when till we say goodbye, that it's special for everyone and a well-rounded event, so to speak. And initially, it was supposed to be main support by Toxic Holocaust,
Right.
and and then unfortunately, because he broke his hand, then he couldn't be part of it. And it was really short notice for us to find another band, and it was awesome that we're going through the list, and Violence, we've grown up with those guys, and that they had a schedule free. It was just kind of perfect, and we hit them up, and they jumped on. So we give huge props to them for being able to do that. And then Lions at the Gate, exactly. Again, Aru's an old friend of ours as well, and I think that's why it kind of covers all the bases for everyone as far as the stylistic, I guess, variances of the night. And then and then Misfire as well, up and coming, and they're sharpening their teeth. So
Yeah.
we're glad to be able to take people out to do that.
I would say you gotta keep working the next generation in, right?
For sure, for sure.
Absolutely. And that's who you're taking out with you, but you kind of mentioned that you like to hand pick them and stuff. No, there's certain bands that just can't do certain things. But for
Yeah.
you, when you're not with these kind of bands or not doing your thing, what are you listening to? Who are you listening to in your I don't have to rehearse right now and I'm just sitting in the backyard chilling?
I have such a varied, palette when it comes to music. It's all over the map, and I mean, right now I just stopped I was listening to a record, just, straightening up the room here before I talk to you. And I was listening to the first Pretenders record. So there you go.
There you go.
This morning I woke up, and I was, when I first woke up, I eased into day by listening to Bill Evans Trio, which is, jazz. But it's all over, the map, because I'll go from everything from, Black Sabbath to, Patsy Cline to Cannibal Corpse to,
Right.
Dolly Parton and everything in between. I love music, and it's everything. I like as long as it has like grit and truthfulness to it. It's it means the world to me. I saw actually just recently. I went to a show in Orlando, Florida. I was just out there and saw uh former Sophia Isella.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
woman, and she was spectacular,
Yeah.
spectacular, and it's just my taste is so varied, and I was listening to her music, and um just went with my girl, and just her live performance was just, I guess, it was hauntingly and disturbingly just mesmerizing,
That's awesome.
is, I guess, a good way to put it. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. I mean, I hear from a lot of musicians that kind of say that as well. Like, look, you know me from this sound,
Yeah.
but my world is so much bigger. And I'm sitting here in this doing this. Hey, if I'm sitting on my back patio or whatever, I got some Frank on. I got the
Oh
Beatles.
yeah, for
I'm just
sure.
like you can't just go all the time.
Yeah, yeah. but I do,
Hey,
but I do have my moments where I love to go, go, go.
oh, 100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, and so obviously a lot of people know Death Angel, but there's those that, are 25 years old that are listening to the station that they might not know of you. So like
Absolutely.
today we did the giveaway and I'm like, hey, band called Death Angel, old school thrash metal. You're gonna be able to win some tickets after you hear from them. I bet you're not gonna realize it's a band named Death Angel playing this song. And I played a room with a view, and it's like,
Yeah.
this is something different, isn't it? That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
And,
that encapsulates, Act Three for sure. For sure.
yeah, 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 yeah. And I always say, hey, don't judge the album by its cover
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
never know. But talking about like the old school thrash, I mean, you were a part of that scene. I mean, Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, Anthrax, Death, that scene, especially around the Bay Area and stuff like that. And then you see, Slayer has retired, although they're still kind of playing shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dave and Megadeth have come out and said, that they're done after this. What keeps pushing you guys to just, keep creating and keep hitting the road and, doing what you do?
It's the love of the music, and the love of performing. And there's, you're built for it or you're not, and I think with this type of music, it's the adrenaline and the release it's almost an addiction, but I think you hear that from all performers across the board. And with metal though, it's so grounding to me because I get out my frustrations every night when we play it. And that goes for everyone. And that's why they're going. Even Megadeth said, yeah, they're calling it, quits. But I just recently saw an article where Dave said, the farewell tour is going to last anywhere from 3 to 5 years. So I'm like, well, there you go. So you just kind of go till your body lets you, and Slayer the same. They're not no longer touring, but they're doing a handful of shows every year, and I think that's awesome for Slayer fans who never got to see them, because there is a young generation of metalheads that keep cropping up every year, and some of them, missed opportunity to see these guys, and now they get to. So it's pretty awesome. And what keeps us going is pretty much the same thing, just the love for the music and the love for this scene, and all this music is brought to us, and selfishly how it makes me feel when I'm on stage. I'm going to go till my body literally can't do it anymore.
I,
Yeah.
that is spoken like a true metalhead right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether you are on the stage doing it or whether you're the guy in the pit that's still like, I'm going to keep going till I can. That's what we do, man.
Right? It is. But you'd be hard pressed to find me in a pit.
I'm sure
Those
you'll
days
see
are long
November
behind me, but
29th.
I'll
Yeah.
incite them. I'll incite them for sure.
There you go.
Yeah,
We'll get
yeah.
it going for you.
Awesome.
So you mentioned keeping on going, and I brought up the new music.
Yeah.
I don't know how much is out there and what more is coming, but what can you get into with the new stuff?
Well, yeah, we just recently released a new song called Cult of the Used. And it's another single, which we just released a single a few months back as well, for Wrath Bring Fire. And that's just kind of, to build up a buzz before we go out. We're releasing, songs, and there's more coming as well, and it's all working its way up to another full length, but it's going to be a
Okay.
while before we release a full length, but it's coming for sure. And more new Death Angel music's coming on the way. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, everyone obviously, you love the old stuff. It's stuff you grew up with, but
Yeah.
getting the new stuff in there is always good too.
Absolutely. And and that's one thing we've always taken pride in is with us, when we tour, we don't just rely on the back catalog. Sure, we'll do a couple things off Ultraviolence, and maybe a thing, we rarely touch anything off Frolic to the Park, a couple songs off that. And with even Act Three, sometimes we'll do Seemingly Endless Time. That's kind of the one. So with us, we take pride in our music that we've been releasing since then. And when we play sets, it's a very, very well-rounded set as far as, covering the scope and the career of the band. And a lot of people, gravitate towards the new stuff. A lot of them do, and don't even really know the old stuff that well. So we're fortunate enough that we're a band. I think that the stuff we write is relevant enough. The current stuff we write is relevant enough that we don't have to rely on the past. But granted, we don't dismiss our past because it's what's got us here, and we're very proud of what we've done through our whole career. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think, whether it is a new or an old fan, a new fan that discovers something new still wants to hear those old ones. And you definitely don't want to walk away from a show as an old school fan going, oh my God, I can't believe they didn't play.
Yeah. I understand. I'm a fan of music, so I'm the same way. If I discover a band too, I'll start checking out their back catalog and, the whole bit. But yeah, you always want to hear certain ones that take you to a special place. And a lot of people love Act 3, so we'll take them to that special place, damn it.
That is the goal for sure. Awesome, man. I know you said you're heading off to rehearsal, so I'll let you do your thing. But I mean, I guess anything else, final 30-second elevator pitch of why November 29th, Capitol Theater, Death Angel is the place to be.
Oh, it's going to be such an event there. And we look forward to it. And we, very, very much. It's going to be Act 3 in its entirety, plus more. The lineup's great. Death Angel, Violence Lions at the Gate, and Misfire. It's definitely going to be something to see. And you can see all the bands have put their work in, looking forward to this tour. And all I can say is, you guys got to get out there and, be the ones who talk about it. Don't be the ones who hear about it and wish you were there. You know what I mean? It's going to be awesome. The whole tour is, but we're definitely looking forward to the Capitol Theater. It's going to be a great event. It's been a long time since we've hit Iowa, so it'll be awesome.
For sure. No, that's perfect. I'm just gonna cut that one part there and use that as the promo to the rest of the lead up to the show.
Awesome.
Well, Mark, man, I appreciate you jumping on, and
of course,
totally look forward to this show. This is gonna be. I keep telling people, I'm like, this is the show to come to after Thanksgiving to burn off all those Thanksgiving calories.
Goddamn right.
Let's do it. Awesome. Mark, Death Angel, November 29th. We will see you here in Davenport, my man.
Look forward to it.
El Camino Health, the standard of excellence, delivering compassionate care in the South Bay. For more than 60 years, we've been your first choice, helping you live your best life. From staying healthy to getting you back to what you live for. Every national recognition is a show of strength. Another success story, built on trust. We're the neighbor always here, for you and your family. El Camino Health, our strength, your health.
With TikTok ads, our revenue went up $10 million year over year during back to school season. Penn Foster is online education. TikTok is great because the reach is incredible for finding a lot of different types of audiences on the platform. Creator content at scale allowed us to easily develop and distribute creator-led ads. Our return on ad spend for TikTok is 21% higher than the next best channel.
Start growing your business today. Head over to getstarted.tiktok.com/TikTok ads.